A very warm welcome to Smell the Coffee. It's a beautiful Monday. We are wearing white and orange and we are just excited, blessed to see another day. My name is Aina Raiza Koyo and today I am here with Clenora Shipura. We are about to kickstart your day with interesting stories that could potentially inspire you, entertain you, or even educate you. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, Miss Aina Raiza Koyo, fashionista.
It's the miss for me. It's the miss. How was the weekend?
Oh, the weekend. I feel like it was long. How was yours? You said you rested. I love that you rested.
I rested. I didn't do anything. I went to church and I went to one engagement on Saturday, and that was that.
And then the rest you were just sleeping?
I was just sleeping. Yesterday I was supposed to do a coffee date like at around 3, and then the person cancelled it. So when they cancelled, I was like, yes, that means more rest for me. I can sleep more.
Oh,
yeah.
I am right.
What did you do?
Oh, I had a lot of stuff that I needed to, plan because for the week, actually, there's a lot of stuff that I was busy with. I don't want to announce it now because,
I might jinx it.
Yes. So I needed to organize that. So I was just up and down, mainly the Sunday, making sure that everything goes well.
Who works on Sunday? The Sunday is for resting.
I know. But what is it? Independent girlies.
Independent girlies.
We want to do things in the world.
We want to change the world.
Yes.
So we have to be up and down. We have to be onto something each and every day.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
But once in a while, you need to give yourself a rest weekends, several rest weekends, not even this one. So kudos to you for resting.
It's important, and most of the times, currently, as we draw towards the end of the year, we are extremely tired. I think it's the end year fatigue. We've pushed through this year. We've labored, we've toiled, we've done all these things, and now our bodies are just like slowly but surely moving into holiday mode.
Exactly.
And I think that's where the tiredness is coming from. It's piling up, and if you can just take a weekend to just
what's up, guys?
Yeah.
You need the rest. I'm actually due for a long weekend. Is there any long weekends coming up soon? Because I'm due for one.
My daughter enjoy. Yeah. Just book yourself in one of those enjoy places.
And then
you go and enjoy.
Or a Friday off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will definitely do that.
But nonetheless, we will be right back after the break with more entertainment news.
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
Well, let's get into our top stories this morning. Today, we are going to be discussing Beyonce and Jay-Z. Most of us love them so much. Beyonce and Jay-Z aren't thrilled with Piers Morgan after broadcasting an interview that made unsubstantiated claims about them. During a recent interview with Piers Morgan for his uncensored program, Philadelphia singer Jaguar Wright referred to Jay as a monster who starts little fires everywhere. Wright also alleged that she was in contact with the alleged victims that are willing to testify against the rapper, alluding to similarities to the ongoing lawsuits against Sean Diddy Combs. Not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. She said they are a nasty little couple. They do nasty things, keeping people against their will, putting people on planes while they are unconscious. Alex Spiro, an attorney for the Carter family, criticized Morgan for airing the claims to TMZ, claiming them false. Spiro also demanded that the 59-year-old British broadcaster remove the allegations and apologize or face legal action. There are rumors and then there is nonsense, and this is a step further. Right, this is a pointed to formal accusation of something, and I felt it needed to be responded to, Spiro told TMZ at the 47-second mark in the video linked above. But nonetheless, not linked above. So I think somebody reported it. It was a cease and it wasn't a cease and desist. It wasn't that. It was quite bluntly an ultimatum, which is remove the false accusation that are demonstrably false, or a court is going to give it to you. So I think he made the wise choice and acted accordingly. Spiro also said Morgan's action not only hurt the Carters but distracted from the voices of actual victims. On Tuesday, Morgan issued a brief apology to the Carters on his Uncensored, saying Jaguar Wright unexpectedly made several allegations about Jay-Z and Beyonce during that interview. As I said, in the moment they were not present to respond or defend themselves, but now they have. He continued, their lawyers contacted us to say that those claims were totally false and have no basis. In fact, we have therefore complied with a legal request to cut them from the original interview. Editing interviews is not something we do lightly at a show called Uncensored, but like a proverbial cries for fire in the crowd theater, there is a legal limit. There are legal limits to us too. We apologize to Beyonce and Jay-Z. Yeah,
I watched that clip.
I never watched it. Yeah, how?
Before it was removed. I watched. So Jaguar Wright has been saying these things for years. It's not a first time that she said it. It's maybe the first time that she said it on a bigger platform. Like Piers Morgan's. So she's been saying the same about Diddy before Diddy was
taken down?
Yeah, I don't want to say taken down, but they had all these accusations that are coming out now. But she's been saying that for years. Same about Jay-Z. So she's been talking about the abuse and all these horrific things that allegedly, let's say allegedly, that they have been doing to either young talent seeking to sign with them or, you know, drugging ladies and so forth and so forth. So these allegations has been around for years from her. And what's also very interesting to note is that the fact that these guys, right, they went to Piers Morgan and not to Jaguar Wright, who has been saying this for years. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I want to know if Jaguar Wright also got a letter from a lawyer saying you must stop this or else we're going to take legal
No,
action.
but like you said, Piers has a bigger platform. So because of Piers's platform, the world now knows. She was only talking to a group of friends and nobody really cared. But the moment you put Piers...
It was other podcasts.
Yeah, but like just understand Piers's platform.
No,
Piers's platform is more damaging
my
than...
My issue with it, you can't say on an uncensored platform, right? It's not a platform where everybody comes there and says whatever. They've said stuff about Donald Trump, they've said stuff about Kamala Harris. If you watch all of his other shows, right? It's not only the Carters that we're talking.
It's fine, but
anybody
it's the Carters
can come. It's an uncensored platform.
It doesn't matter. If I'm offended, I'm suing you and you're taking it down, whether it's uncensored or not.
But my issue with it was, why are you suing the platform and not the person who's saying these things?
Because the person said it on the platform.
They've been saying it for years.
And for me, it makes absolute sense.
If Aina has been coming for me for years, why am I going to take it up with whatever the platform that Aina went on? I should take it up with Aina. Anyways, this one we're going to go, we'll debate about it forever. Let's get into our next story, which is on a much lighter note, honestly speaking. So Tia Murray The actress Tia Moray is rediscovering herself as she navigates her journey through singlehood. Now, Moray's most notable relationship, spanning over 2 decades, was with actor Corey Hardick. The couple called it quits in October 2022 when the family reunion star announced their separation after 14 years of marriage, citing irreconcilable differences. Moray and Hardick's divorce was finalized a few months later. Now, the pair shared 2 children, Cree, who's 13, and Cairo, who's 6. Despite the split, Moray and Hardick maintained what happens to be a healthy co-parenting relationship, spending significant events together, such as holidays and their children's graduations. Now, recently, the 45-year-old opened up saying, "I just want someone to hold," saying that she's lonely but doesn't necessarily want her ex. The internet is taking this by storm with comments like, "Girl, bye, you should have stayed with your kid's father, I mean husband. I can't wait for him to pop out with his new thing. I hope they have a baby too." And somebody also said, people underestimate how bad a divorce can break you down mentally. We have normalized leave anybody that doesn't serve you, to the point that people forget marriage is a bond between not just you and your spouse, but God. We gotta unlearn some of this nonchalance about not caring about anything but ourselves, or we're gonna be a miserable people. Now, just someone also commented, just because she was married doesn't mean she was getting love and affection at home. No one knows what goes on behind closed doors in other people's relationships. And somebody also said the fact that she's 45 years old, she shouldn't have been too picky and she should have stayed in her marriage with her ex-husband.
I mean, good for you. Good that you came out. You find someone else, move on.
But what is up with that society? And if you're a certain age, you can't get a divorce, or you can't be single.
You can do absolutely
Like, I think we need
anything.
to move away from some of these ideas. Like this, maybe it was a great partnership for the 14 years it was.
Yeah.
And then now we're growing separately and we decided to end it, to
Yeah.
call it quits. And it's also okay for me to say I am lonely after that.
Yeah.
I'm really lonely. Like, and it's
Yeah,
it's
because
fine.
I'm used to having someone. Now I don't have this person anymore.
Yes.
So I understand why anyone
But that
would
shouldn't be the
lonely.
reason why you should stay in a marriage that's not necessarily working for you as a person. I think that the internet is being a little bit too harsh with her right now. And she's been dragged for even leaving him. They're like, you're 40-something and you're leaving your husband of so-and-so years. Like, girl, bye, stop it.
But oh well, I've never been married, so
Yeah, we don't
I've
know.
never been divorced, so
We don't know.
I can't really comment much on that. But nonetheless, what I can comment on is the fact that the movie or the web series Tseka has premiered. The first episode is on YouTube, and today we just have a discussion with the director of the web series. His name is Inagoro, seasoned director, and he's going to tell us all about what we can expect with Tseka.
Now, you may have heard tech a lot, and probably not in the context that you think we're going to be talking about it today. Well, today we are talking Tech, the web series, and we are joined by the director, Ina Goro from Inkyology Studios. Thank you so much, Ina, for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so start us off by telling us a little more about Tech, just, of course, the background, what inspired it, all of that.
Well, we are a production studio that mainly does commercials for the corporate space. And there was this NFC call out for the web series. We initially saw the budget and we were like, like, are we supposed to close down the studio for a while to do something that is
Only
just this
giving
much?
this
Yeah,
much,
this
yeah.
much. And we would have grand ideas. But we were talking in studio and we were like, nah, man, we always talk about doing our own stuff and we never do anything. So let's just do something. And so then on my part, I was like, for me, the big thing was that it needed to be something that would be fun to make, fun to watch, and would challenge our skill set, because like in studio, we are like a brew of different people. We have like producers who are more technical, then we have like animators, we have like film guys, we have editors, and we have all these different skills. So we wanted something that we would be able to use all those skills on. And we I think I can't remember if we like put down a couple of ideas and then selected one, or no, I think I actually just pitched the idea to Film Commission of just something cool.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, okay, this looks
We
like a
love
cool
it.
idea. So then we came into studio, and that's when we came up with the idea.
Yeah, it was something different.
Yes.
All right, so what inspired you to take on the role as the director, of course, and what unique perspective did you bring to this production?
To be honest, sometimes it's just default because I'm creative director in the studio.
Yes.
So when there's a project, I tend to be directing. But like we have times where there's Matthias and Jacob in studio, where like there's an animation job and Matthias would be directing, or an animation job and Jacob would be directing. On this project, I felt because I've done a lot more like talent-centered work for the corporates, I felt like it's something I could helm. But we have Jacob also in studio, who's sort of like been working his way up through different projects, and I felt it's something that we could co-direct together, and he has a background in like theater.
Yes,
and,
we actually
yeah.
went to school together, film school, yeah.
Awesome.
Yes. All right, so how did you collaborate with the writers and producers to ensure the story was effectively told through your direction?
Okay, we were looking for writers to work on it, and I had seen Jenny's work. I had heard a lot about Jenny doing this, doing that, and then I saw her work on, was it Love? Was it the
Love is Love Enough?
Is Love Enough?
Yes.
Yes, Is Love Enough? And I was like, all right, cool, well-told story. It has its nice story arcs. And then I hit Jenny up and said, hey, would you love to do this? And she's like, okay. And I told her the concept. She's like, yo, this is weird. This is interesting. So she was excited for it because it takes her out of her comfort zone.
Yes.
So we spent like, was it 2 or 3 weeks just back and forth talking through ideas. But it was important for me also to get like I don't want to say bigger shot on it also. But we got, I don't know if you know Femi Kayode.
Yes.
Yes, he wrote, Femi's going to kill me for getting Gaslight, yes. Yeah, because I know there's another name in a different part of the world. But yeah, he wrote those books. So we said, would you supervise and like tell us what's wrong and blah, blah, blah. So he was supervising the writing process.
Okay.
So he helped us. And then we had Lloyd Winini
Yes.
just fix the last episode for us.
And that's right up Lloyd's alley.
Yeah.
He's very weird.
Weird, yes. So
Okay, so what were some of the significant challenges that you faced during this production? And of course, how did you manage to overcome them?
budget wasn't enough. Budget definitely wasn't
But
enough.
isn't that the conversation every day?
Yeah, but-
with this industry.
Yes, it is. But in this case, it was ridiculous because what we were trying to do, essentially we're doing the post-production for free. Essentially we were filming for free. What we were able to do is just pay the actors and pay the crew
Okay.
that worked with us. Obviously we had interns who didn't get paid anything but just food. But it's like, that's what the budget allowed. So we basically had to just call in favors.
Yes.
We called Page 10 Studios. They gave us their gear. Page 10 Productions. They gave us their gear for free. What was it? We had like so many people like pitching in, coming in at like almost less than half price to be able to execute this. Because I guess they've worked with us and they sort of had faith in our ability, the team's ability to execute something interesting.
I see. I mean, like I said, in this industry, that's the story that we're always told. There's not enough budget. There's not enough budget. So to see that it is actually just a passion project.
Yes.
And I think people believed in it because also it's something different. It's something that hasn't been done before. It's something people would actually be excited to watch. I, for one, am so excited. I'm actually curious to see. I was hurt when I saw. I was like, where was the call out? Why was I wanted to do this? But anyway, moving over. So how did you approach the visual style and the tone of the series to
Yes.
match the themes and the message of the story?
Okay. In studio, we all have different things we love. And I know if I had like basically like left it to like if I said Jacob or Matthias, how would you go about the show? They would have their styles.
Yes.
But in my case, I really love, I don't know if Jacob even likes that I went that style, but that's the style we went with and eventually shot with. But I really love Edgar Wright.
Okay.
He does Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, that British style. Even somebody mentioned Guy Ritchie. It's very along those lines. And I was watching Austin Powers yesterday, and I realized, wow, I think I must have been influenced by his style as well. So that's the visual language we're going for. Very intentional with the particular shots we use. Like when we shoot, we're shooting for the edit.
Yes. Yes.
So we're not just, hey, let's just try this shot. And then I think when Jacob and I spoke and we sort of like marinated ourselves in that Edgar Wright world, that British kind of filmmaking, he also took that on now. And then for the episode he directed, like he just went off like that direction, like being intentional with the shots. Here, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. And yeah, so that's how we chose to shoot it. And then looking at the edit, as we've been editing it now, it's like, okay, wasn't a bad idea, and it's working.
It's working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, that's beautiful. Okay, so can you talk about your process in working with the actors to develop their characters and bring out their best performances?
That's okay. That's a good one. Before we shot, we did what I call previs, because I come from the animation visual effects world. Yes. But essentially like a dress rehearsal, I guess, or rehearsal for the actual shoot. And we would get everyone in. I'll be there with an iPhone and like would start testing stuff out. And in those moments, we could see what was working and what wasn't. Then there we would also discuss like, so why am I doing this? So what's my reasoning behind this? And working with Brett every now and then would need to be like, remember, this is you at this stage of the journey. You're not this guy yet.
Anymore, yeah.
Yes. So just having to remind them of that. But a key thing for us, I think, in this entire process was, on top of what the talent was delivering, it was important that Jacob and I have been talking. It's like the whole show is like music.
Okay.
There's a rhythm to it. So there were beats that they need to hit. Besides just performance, it's like how they perform and do they perform on rhythm. So they were like dancers as well as actors in a weird way.
Okay, okay. So I do understand what you're saying. It's weird, but I definitely think it's going to be something so fun to watch. So how do you see this series contributing to the growth and evolution of Namibian digital content?
Good. Good question. I think we have this running joke in studio where like we say, man, if there's a call out for some film, it's always like, yeah, the guy comes from the village, then he must go to the city and what. It's always around.
Cliché,
I don't want to say cliches because there's good stories in there, but it's like that's what everyone wants to do or they feel we should be doing. But for us, we were looking at making an archetypal story that everyone can relate to, but it's still fresh and energetic and fun, because the rest of the world is doing all this fun stuff. Why must we limit ourselves? So we think Tsek is going to be that show that is going to land and people are going to be like, all right, yeah, these guys have now said, this is where the conversation is going. This is what we must be doing. All right, cool. We can't do this anymore. Yeah, no, the next story must be here. Yeah.
It's great to have something different because, like you're saying, we've been watching the same story over and over and over again, just with different actors and just a slightly different story. So to see something completely different is absolutely amazing, and I think it's revolutionizing the Namibian film and, of course, digital industry. So, Ina, before I let you go, what do you hope the audience takes away from watching the series, both in terms of storytelling and its impact on social issues?
Hey, okay. Funny enough, we're talking about the fact that I saw a bit of my life, in my relationship with my family in that story. So we hope people see themselves in the story and maybe get some lessons, I guess. But to be honest, we just want people to have fun watching the thing.
Yes.
Like, we want people to be like, yeah, we've watched all this other stuff, but here's our thing. It's in our language. It's like, it feels like our people, but it's eccentric and it's out there.
People can relate.
Yes, they can relate. But they can relate, but at the same time, like, yo, this feels cool. It feels outside my world, and I'll enjoy.
I like that it's outside the world, but then it's also like, no, but it is my world. No, wait, what? I like that. It's going to give the audience definitely food for thought and just to get their minds working. So that's absolutely beautiful. Okay, so when and where can we watch it?
Okay. When talking with NFC, that's the Namibia Film Commission, it was slated, and let me not say it is slated to come out October 9th.
Okay.
But at the same time, we're in talks with other people. So let's just say for now it will be out October 9th, YouTube. If that changes
Yes.
and it's going to be screened elsewhere, we will let the public know.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. Well, we look forward to watching it. If you haven't checked out the trailer, you can check it out, of course, on Inkyology Studios' Instagram page.
Instagram page, yes.
Because trust me, you're going to absolutely love it. I know I did. Ina, thank you so very much. And congratulations on this. And
Gracias.
here's to better.
Yes.
Bigger and better. All right, so stick around. More Smell the Coffee coming up right after this.
Well, on that note, we have come to the end of today's edition. We will see you tomorrow, same time, same place.